Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with Jon Pegg, and love the sound of a very busy, thriving gym heading towards a hot start into January 2024. First of all, John, Happy New Year. How you doing?
Yeah, good mate, ready to go. We've been in the gym over Christmas and New Year. We haven't had a day off really. Nyall and Sam have been sparring with lads who have got fights coming up, just to keep themselves ticking over. So it didn't really stop for us. This is the place I like to be, so there's no days off. The only day we had off was Christmas Day. That was it.
Just your reflections on 2023. How do you feel you've set up a platform heading into the new year?
It was a decent year. Made some progress. Missed a few fights that, through no fault of our own, that could have been made. But it's been like that for everyone. If you look, not many people have been really active last year. There might be too many boxers, not enough big fights. I don't know. But no, overall we was happy. We picked up some good titles. The lads and girls all done a good job when they got in there. Even the couple that had a loss here and there, they all fought well. So no, it was a good year overall.
Good year overall indeed. And heading at the top, Sam Eggington back out in action against Abbas Barry. What's the situation there? How'd the fight come about?
We got contacted. They wanted someone exciting in the opposite corner. Sam fits that bill. They made an offer. It's for a big title, so we'll put you right in world contention. So we couldn't say no. Really, it's a really hard fight, but the risk is worth the reward. You know what I mean? It's not like a really hard fight where there's nothing at the end of it. There's a lot at the end of it, and it's in the Midlands, so didn't have to ask Sam twice. We was all quite happy about it, and hopefully we'll be bringing that European title back to the Midlands.
Type of fight that excites Sam?
Yeah, someone who stands and has a fight and relies on strength and punch output. That's not something you ever have to find in Sam. Sometimes he struggles to find the tricky guys, but when someone stands in front of him, he's ready to. And I think that's what Wasserman and Sutherland's and whoever's doing it. I think they know that. So yeah, really looking forward to it. And like I say, Sam's been hanging around for 9 months. And I know that's the norm nowadays, but it's not the norm for him. He's used to fighting all the time, but luckily we've kept him in the gym because he enjoys it. But no, we've jumped on it with both hands and he's ready to go.
Where do you feel Sam might find trouble in the opposite corner on the night?
I'm not sure. Sam manages to find trouble in every fight. He loves creating a mad fight of the year where there shouldn't even be one sometimes. But no, he's a world-class guy, so trouble can come from anywhere with them kind of guys. They can all punch, they can all box, they can all do it all because that's why they're so good. So we're not really worried about that. He's had that many fights that whatever comes, he knows how to deal with it. Whether it's a body-punching Mexican or a fucking Frenchman who throws a million shots or a slick boxer, he's done it before. So we'll deal with it with the skill set he's developed on the night. But we worry about Sam's plan more than what the other guys bring in. If Sam's right, it's the other guy who's got to worry, not us. You know what I mean?
And as is the plan to capture the European title on that night, what's the target for Sam this year?
To build on that, to win that and build on that. He'll have a top 10 world. Well, he's already got a top 10 world ranking with some guys. So then to build on that, do you know what I mean? That's the plan. He's 30 now. He feels really good. The win over Pigford showed that he's got a lot more left than what people thought. Because he lives the life like you wouldn't believe. So that's why he's got a lot more left than people realise. So the plan is just to build and take the opportunities, as has always been the plan with Sam. We don't plan too far forward. We take the opportunities. He does what he does, and people like it. That's the plan.
It's the same sort of thing, looking to build with him and get him out early.
Yeah, Shaq got a little bit unlucky. No fault of his own. He had a big fight lined up, and then the guy got a life-changing opportunity, and he had to take it. Of course he did, but that kind of left Shaq a little bit in the cold. But as you can see in the background, Shaq's in the gym. He's ready. When the shot comes, he'll be ready to go.
Shaq kind of wanted the opportunity not to be someone in the opposite corner, but to be someone that's built upon, someone that promotion really kind of pushes. Do you think he can get that opportunity this year?
Well, we'd hope so, because he's a great talker and he's a good fighter. But if it doesn't come, we're not going to sit around waiting for it. You know, we're prepared to take the chances that come to get him in that opportunity, because one good win can put you in that opportunity. Sometimes if it isn't coming, make that good win, make that opportunity. So if it doesn't come, that's what we'll be doing.
I saw Casey was out towards the back end of last year. He wasn't too happy with his performance, as maybe the rest of the team weren't, but he's also looking for opportunity as well this year.
Yeah, Casey's last fight, he was very... But I think that's motivation. I think he wants a big fight, and the motivation's got to be there. So, yeah, Casey's looking for some big fights this year. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's all about. So, them small fights, although they're needed, they're not good for him. Casey's a kind of needs a bit of fear and motivation. That's what we'll be looking for with Casey.
At what weight?
Light welter. He's still making light welter. Again, when he hasn't got a big fight, he comes in at welter, or, you know, it's not good for him. He needs a big fight.
Part of it having that taste of, you know, those bigger nights, those better nights there against the likes of Dalton Smith. He wants that motivation for that part of it. That's what he's really looking for.
There is that, but there's also, Casey has to fear the other guy a little bit to get the best out of him. Right. If he don't fear that the other guy can switch him off, he's not the best. He's quite lackadaisy. If he knows the other guy's good, then he brings his A game, and that's what we need. That's why we're not looking for them warm-up fights, because it doesn't do him any good. We need the big nights, and we need the fear motivation to bring the best out of Casey.
Yeah, Scott as well, a lot of confidence heading into his title fight at the end of last year. Captured the title. What's he doing this year?
Defending his title on a GBM show. Izzy from Sheffield, he's coming down to Coventry, and he's defending his title against unbeaten Amin Khalid. But we really think Scott winning the title, especially the way that he won it, you know, he was behind on points, he'd had a really hard fight, and he landed the body shots that made his opponent physically sick and caused the ref to have to stop it. So I think that's made him realise the fight ain't over till it's over, and that he can dig deep. A lot of boxers don't know they can dig deep until they have to dig deep. Now, Scott had to. He did, and he won. So I think we're going to see a real jump in Scott. You know, the confidence and the swagger. He's going to go through the roof now he's done that. So if we can beat this kid, which I think we can, we're going to push him on for the English afterwards.
Someone who champions your fighters as much as possible, and I've heard a lot of whispers about Nyall Berry. Got to see him in action as well towards the back end of last year in Wolverhampton. What's next for him? And he's got a very exciting style, something tailor-made for TV.
Yeah, I think TV thought I was exaggerating when I was telling them about Nyall, I'll be honest. But now they've seen him, they like him, and they want to do something with him. And Sky give him his chance. So Sky have got first kind of offers. If they want to do something with him, they give him his chance. So you got to show that loyalty and give them the chance to do something with him. And I think they really like him. Ed Robinson, who's a very, very good judge, he really likes the look of him. And people who know boxing, they know he's got something about him. And he's in the gym. He's training alongside Sam all the time. So he's seeing the dedication you have to put in to be a good fighter. Naturally talented. And, you know, he has got an exciting style. And he's just... I think this year he's going to be a breakout year for him. I mean, now TV have spotted him. It's going to be a breakout year for him this year.
Towards titles this year?
Hope so, but he's been put up so far for 3 titles, and each time the other guy's pulled out. But hopefully the bigger titles, they won't pull out. There's too much to not, you know, to say no to. But yeah, no, chatting to Sky, they think he's good enough for titles. I know he's good enough for titles. And the lad who's got all the titles, Liam Davis, I believe is going to be taking his step into world level, that deservedly so, and that's going to leave a lot of vacant titles, and hopefully Niall's going to be in the mix for him and ready to fight, you know. Hopefully Liam Davis goes and wins a version of the world title, because the kid's good enough. You know, Niall does a lot of sparring with him. He's head and shoulders literally above everyone else in the division. So when he makes his move into world class, hopefully Niall's going to keep them titles in the Midlands that Liam's brought here. So that's the plan really with Nyall. And I do believe he's good enough, and I've been telling people about him, and now it's starting to show people now, not just tell them.
timings, everything in the sport, and with someone like Nyall who's coming through and pushing and can get that backing, and with promoters looking to put shows on in the West Midlands, I feel like it's the right time for West Midlands talent to really strike and take the opportunity.
Oh yeah. The lads have got to take these opportunities. They can't I want this build-up fight, I want that build-up fight. When the TV promoters come here, take them opportunities. Like when I was getting Nyall on the Wolverhampton show, like they was talking to me about matching him, and there was, shall we get this one? I said, get him at whoever. I said, get him whoever. I said, I'm not bringing him here because I need to match him carefully. So I'm bringing him here because he's ready. And I think they was quite like, he got a good tough road warrior in the end. Darwin Martinez done a job on him, but we was asking for the right fight. We was like, and they'll tell you, we was like, get him whoever. You know what I mean? And that's what all the lads have got to do. If they want their shot on TV, they got to be prepared to go in, make an impression, and make the TV want them. You can't go in there and ask to be protected or ask for this or ask for that. TV don't need that. They need excitement. They need proper fights. If you want to be on a TV show and make a point, take whoever they throw at you and take advantage of it and become somebody. And that's hopefully what our lads will get the chance to do and take their chances.
Anyone who missed out on it, that's get ready in the gym, John?
Hopefully that you get a chance to interview her today. But young Jess Barry's having her first title fight. Female fighter, she's one to watch. I think she's going to be impressing people. And I've just seen coming in late as usual, the very talented but very lazy Musa Moyo. If he gets his head right, he could really make an impression. That's up to him because you know me, I'll say how it is. Super talented, good fighter, doesn't put the work in. Like I say, you've seen everyone else is already here training, he's turned up late. If he can get that right, he can win titles. If he doesn't get it right, he'll be like every other talented fighter who missed training sessions, he'll fall short. But he's someone who could be a really good fighter. But yeah, Jess Barry, I think Jess will win her first title in March, and I think she'll push on quickly. She puts the work in, and she's a talented fighter.
I want to get your thoughts on a couple of things in the wider sphere of boxing before I let you go. First of all, I want to start at the top of the tree with Joshua taking on Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou getting the opportunity after beating Tyson. After the performance against Tyson Fury, which Tyson Fury won. A lot of people thought he beat him. That's right, but Fury got the victory. How do you feel he fares against Joshua, who seems on some form of a comeback trail?
Firstly, I think Tyson Fury wasn't quite himself. It's all through history. Champions have took people lightly and either got beat or not fared very well. I think that's what happened. I don't think Tyson Fury took him seriously. I don't think that would happen again. And I don't think Joshua would have took him lightly anyway. I don't think Joshua's way. But now he's going to be preparing with a bit of fear in his belly. Nobody's going to look at him like, oh, he's an MMA fighter. They're going to look and go, well, he's good enough to mix it. I think Joshua gives a really disciplined performance and maybe punishes some of Ngannou's mistakes that Fury wasn't quite switched on enough to punish. And I think Joshua makes himself look $1 million. And, I think Ngannou's going to really earn his money the hard way in this one.
Do you see this version of Joshua being something like the form we saw before the Ruiz fight? Or do you think this is a different version of him completely?
I just think fighters mature and it happens at different times. And sometimes something flicks a switch in someone. Sometimes something just suddenly makes sense at a certain age. They mature in the head and, the body might not have got any better or might have even dropped a certain percentage. But if you mentally feel good, you're a good fighter. And, Joshua seemed to look good mentally last time. And if you can build on that, because the version of Joshua that was really confident, I think was missing stuff that this version has got. A bit like George Foreman. The second coming wasn't quite as physical and as had the youth of the young George Foreman, but he had so many other things. And I remember Foreman always saying that, oh man, if you could have mixed them two versions together. And I think that's the same with Joshua. I think there was things that he had that you can't get back that you got in your 20s. But I think he's gained things now and mindset, hopefully, that in your 20s, without that experience, you could never have either. So it's up to him to make the best of the advantages he's got now. And I think he will, I just think if he's nice and relaxed and sometimes a loss or two, it makes you realise it's not the end of the world. And I can go out there and relax. It's not all on my shoulders. Because towards the end of Joshua's unbeaten run, he looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, man. He weren't just boxing. He's like his whole team was relying on him to win, that it would all go wrong if he never. And now he has lost, and it hasn't all gone wrong. I think that's took a big weight off him, and I think that will make him that'll improve him even more. And you know what? All power to him, because when Anthony Joshua's doing well, British boxing does well. And, when you're on a Joshua undercard, you're earning well, you're getting lots of exposure. So how can we not wish him well and want him to do well, being people who work in British boxing? You got to want Joshua to do well. He brings good to British boxing. And if he can get it right, still got a lot to offer.
Having seen fighters come and go like you have done, and seen Francis Ngannou in the ring and the way he performed against Tyson Fury, do you feel that he can have success really in boxing, maybe win a title?
Anyone who's decent can win a title if they're match right. But I'll be honest, his first fight was against Tyson Fury. His second fight's against Anthony Joshua. I think they're more interested in the fact that he can earn huge money. Conor McGregor probably could have built himself into a really decent level boxer if he hadn't jumped in with Floyd Mayweather first. Because where'd you go from there? You can't go and fight learning guys on the way up. And, obviously fucking earn a king's ransom. But I think Ngannou's taking the same route. It could go wrong against someone much lower, so let's earn the biggest money. But I don't think you're developing a career fighting the world's best heavyweight in your first fight, and then one of the world's top 3 best heavyweights who's just hit really good form in your second fight. Who's he going to fight in his third fight? Do you know what I mean? So, and he's not a spring chicken, and he's always got MMA to fall back on. I think he's earning a lot of money and enjoying it because he's got nothing to lose. But he's not being built to have a long boxing run, is he? It's fairly obvious to see. And if Joshua does what he's capable of, that could really pull the carpet from under the Ngannou hype train, you know what I mean? I think Fury taking him lightly has given it a lot of legs. If Fury had gone in there tip-top, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this now, would we? He'd probably be back in MMA. So, but if they're making themselves really rich and they're making all their teams really rich, like the trainer was saying, that fight has changed his life. What Ngannou paid him. Yeah. All power to him. No one's got hurt so far, and hopefully they don't. Everyone's getting paid well, and boxing's getting talked about. Can't be a bad thing, can it?
Appreciate the perspective there, John. Where are you hanging your hat when it comes to Fury versus Usyk?
It's really tricky, man. I think Ngannou might win that fight for Fury, because Fury just ticking along, not really caring, might have got out hustled by Usyk. In fact, I think he would have. But I think Ngannou might have lit a fire under him, all the criticism. Because Fury's got an ego. And I don't think he'll like the fact that a lot of people saying he lost and he got dropped. So I think Ngannou might have won that fight for Fury. I think Fury will just be a bit too big and a bit too smart. But before Ngannou, I'd have picked Usyk. So it's a really tricky one. But I think Ngannou's won that fight for Fury.
Finally, John, in between the last times we spoke, there was some news filtering out from Savannah Marshall and her switch over to MMA. Have you spoke to Savannah? Have you seen any of her training? And how do you feel she'll fare in that side of the game?
I've texted her. I haven't spoken to her personally. And her and April and Peter are meant to be coming down the gym tomorrow, so we'll have a chat. But I honestly think she'll do good, I honestly think she'll do good because she's putting her all into the training. She's already got elite level striking, and boxing. She's putting her all into her training, and Savannah's an handful. It's simple as that for a female. She's an handful. You can tell, when she was getting ready for that undisputed world title fight, she wanted some rough inside work, so she come and done loads of work with Sam. And at first, you could see she was horrified by how physical and tough Sam is in the inside. By the end of it, she was giving it back. And then when she got in the fight with that rough, tough American, she done all them little dirty tricks on her. I remember nudging Peter in the corner and going, look what she's doing. And he's just like, yeah, great. So Savannah picks things up quick, and she's an handful, honestly. So And I don't know about MMA, but in female boxing, if you're physical and you're decent, you're going to get to the top quickly. I don't know if MMA is the same, but Savannah's got a lot of elite level things for MMA. And if she learns the other stuff to an okay level, I think she'll make a real kind of statement in there. I think she could be the first crossover boxer to really do a good job in MMA. But yeah, no, I think she'll do good. Savannah's a handful for anyone. So, and she's putting the training in with good guys. I think she'll do good.
I really appreciate the conversation. Thanks for getting Seconds Out. All the best for you and talent in the gym heading towards this year.
No, always good, mate. Always good. Thank you.